Welcome to Remnant Nation Radio and NewWinePouring.com. That's with one W. The prophetic ministry of Deana Barnes. Tune in as she shares what God has revealed to her through dreams and visions, both nationally and internationally. Remnant Nation Radio is a prophetic and poetic view of the sojourning bride of Christ in the world today.
Hi, this is Deana, and you're at the Remnant Nation channel today with this new episode. Before I begin, I want to remind you of the Dream Journal website, newwinepouring.com, with one W. Now, at the top of any one of the pages you come to is a Contact Us link that if you click on it, it will take you to a correspondence page where I would love to hear from you. So if you have any questions or comments or something you'd like to share, that's where you would go. So what I'm going to talk about is a series of dreams that I've had over the past few years that have yet to come to pass. If you follow my website, New Wine Pouring is a dream journal website, like I stated. And so there's dreams that are recorded on that site, not only mine, but I also have done dream interpretation and I've published dreams of others that I thought had significant value. The last few dreams that I had that have come to pass, one of them is called America's Home Invasion Prophecy. That's a culmination of dreams that I had since 2010 that revealed the border crossing, the unprecedented, invasion of our borders down south of the United States. One of the first dreams I had, and I'll just give one part of it, was watching South American children just spill into our backyard from out of the woods and, asking, where are they coming from? And seeing a South American woman, through being able, how dreams are, being able to see from America over to South America, and a woman holding up her child and wanting us to take this child. And so that was in 2010, and not too long after that we started having children that were not accompanied by adults coming into America, and we had a real situation with that. That's where Obama came up with the cages, and where they were putting children in cages. Of course, Trump got accused of putting children in cages, but that's where it started in the Obama administration, trying to do something with these children. I don't know if you want to call them cages or not, but that's what the media called them. But anyway, detention centers to detain these children that are unaccompanied by adults. So that's mentioned on my article at newwinepouring.com. Millions of people are being led across the border, and Biden signaled them to come, and it's a human tragedy. A lot of people have lost their lives in their journey to America. There are people that are unaccounted for. There's children unaccounted for that have fallen into human trafficking. So we've got a problem, and it's ugly. And so if you go to newwinepouring.com and put in America's Home Invasion Prophecy, that was a prophecy the Lord gave me in 2016. It was an incredible vision that I had before all of this really began to hit, peak out, before Trump was elected as president. Another dream that I had is one called A City in Asia. And in this dream, this was a pre-pandemic dream. You can find it on my website. And it was a dream of being in Asia, somewhere in Asia. I'm not sure where. The city wasn't mentioned. But in that dream, It was basically a warning about sheltering in place and not having supplies to sustain one that was being sheltered in place. And that was before the pandemic. And of course we know, like Shanghai and other cities in China, a lot of people in other countries had to shelter in place. I mean, we were asked to in the United States. So, but it became a very terrible experience for many people in China being locked down the way that they were. So this was a prophetic foresight of something like that happening and being prepared for it. Let's see, there's quite a few of them. I had dreams that went as far back as the Obama era. The Lord showed me in two dreams 4 years apart, two prophetic dreams, that Obama was going to be elected president the first time and the second time. The Lord showed me that a Clinton would be in the administration and that there would be a surge, a situation involving pedophilia. He showed me a lot of details in the first dream that signaled to me that Obama was going to become president. And then the second dream, I thought Mitt Romney was going to become president. I thought he was going to be elected in, just because I had an encounter with him when we were on a prayer tour. So I thought maybe because of this encounter that I had, that he would. That was why I had the encounter, because the Lord had assigned me to be an intercessor for Obama. It turned out not for just 4 years, but 8 years. And when I had this encounter with Mitt Romney, I thought maybe the baton was being passed to begin to pray for this man, that man. But in October 17 of 2012, the Lord gave me a dream and showed me that Obama was indeed going to be reelected and have another 4 years. The Lord also showed me what would be taking place in those 4 years. So that's all history. It's on my website. If you want more information about that, you can go to the contact page on that website and just write what your question is or whatever. But that's all history. But all of the points that I had in all those dreams did come to pass. It's just a matter of record. So the Lord showed me the Icelandic volcano eruption, and that was back, I think, in 2010. There's going to be more. He showed me that there's a concern in Washington State, and the release of methane gases, part of that dream, and there's been that kind of problem in California and just all up along the West Coast. Not to the point that it's all over the news, but it's something that has been registered in the geological world that's monitoring these things. There's quite a few that I could go through. When everybody was prophesying that Trump was going to have another 4 years, some people even said, that then Pence was going to have another 8. I was even asked what the Lord was showing me, and I remember answering, I don't know. I'm not seeing, they were asking me if he was going to have another 4 years. I just said, I don't know. I'm not seeing any of that. Meaning, I'm not seeing anything what everybody else is seeing. I'm seeing nothing. I'm hearing nothing. When I say see, I'm talking about, that's just the seer talk. A seer is someone that has prophetic dreams and visions, and they see pictures, literally just see pictures, and sometimes have to interpret them. Sometimes they're just, for me, My dreams are not that symbolic. They really do sort of come to pass verbatim. But yeah, the last one that I had with Trump, the one about him being reelected or not being elected, was that I had a dream that I was walking through this high school hallway, and I was walking with Trump and his daughter, and we were talking, and he was being very courteous, and I was sharing with him my concerns for the country and with him and Ivanka. And we came to this point down this hallway where we were halfway down the hallway. And then all of a sudden he pointed to this door and he said, "Oh, we've got to exit out here. So we've got to go into this door. We're exiting out." So he went halfway through the hallway, and then all of a sudden it was like he's going in there. And when he did, the door opened. I could see, even though it was a high school hallway, he was going into auditorium, but then all of a sudden that auditorium turned into this beautiful, magnificent ballroom, and he was dressed to the hilt, so was Ivanka. And I watched them go into that ballroom, and I thought, oh, he's just going back to his old life, that thinking that the things that I was concerned about, that he was genuinely concerned about, wasn't really going to touch him like it would touch regular American people. He was just going back to his elite lifestyle. And so I watched him exit out halfway through this hallway. And later, after all the huzzbuzz was over, and he did get reelected, and a lot of these prophets had to apologize for whatever, I realized that, well, this was what God was showing me, was that he was only going to go halfway through his 8 years of what he could have had. So, and he did. He went back to his life. So that, I had that dream. Just giving you some history that's documented, that's on his website, that has their, the dates are there and everything, of what the Lord's given me that have come to pass. And there's a few more, but I want to get to my point here in a minute. One other set of dreams that I did have was in 82, and I strongly suggest, I can't tell you how important it is to go and put into Google America's Troubles 1982 through 1989 dreams, New Wine Pouring. Just put in New Wine Pouring and America's Troubles 1982 through 1989. It'll come up. And these are dreams I had back in 1982, a series of dreams between 1982 and 1989. They involved nuclear missiles. It involved seeing the black horse and rider trot across the sky, detainments, upheavals, just a lot of stuff there. And now we're seeing it, a lot of things that were in that dream, those dreams back then, that really didn't make sense then, make sense now. So I urge you to go back and look at that just for the purpose of prayer, or getting ready or getting prepared. I mean, I believe he gave me those dreams for a reason, and I've been sharing them all these years. It's been 40 years now that I've been sharing these dreams. They're not too different in some ways from a few other men, actually 3 different well-known names that have had dreams in the 80s that have shared them over the years. One of them was Henry Groover, in the same part of the country that some of the dreams that he had